hitting like this, if I'm loose like this,
Ooh.
right? So here, if I coil my pelvis down like a spring, like this, and I uncoil out, so if I'm hitting, that's pretty heavy.
That's really good.
Yeah. If I add that, so I go coil,
Oh yeah.
I engage my core, and I connect that down through my core, down through my feet with a little bit of that tucking like that. Once I have that, then I push my feet like that. Here, I come here to engage you, and you flank me, right? Okay, and so I'm staying in the camera. So then, from there, I have this connection. I could still attack your structure like that. So don't let me push you back like that. Okay. So your body trying to settle into the ground and push me, right? Go ahead, do that. You're trying to settle. But when I override that with the float, then your spirit says, oh, I think we're floating, that he's going to organize his force against me. But when I take all the energy here, right, and send that back through, relax, 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 relax. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And here's something very special about Tai Chi's internal power, is that when you use it and use your Tai Chi, it looks exactly like the form. Okay? So if you hold me down, right? I'm gonna do a word off up like this. You're holding me down like this, and I took my pelvis, connect my feet. Okay, I lifted you up totally, but that doesn't look like the form, right?
Right.
So that's acceptable. But push me again, like this. See? That looks more like the form, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, and if I use outline force, I'm here like this. Okay, I align my leg. I don't do any funny thing with my core. I push my leg. Okay, I got him to move. But you can see that that's a lot of muscling, a lot of struggling. And it does not look like how you practice form. If that was the case, you would practice the form the way you practice like some of the hard Qigong, like iron wire, like we go, that kind of thing, that your Tai Chi like this. But that's not Tai Chi now, is it? It's kind of cool. It looks kind of cool, but that's not it. Tai Chi is this, right? So you hold me down, right? Hold me down strong if you like. See, look, Tai Chi is like this. All right, happy holidays. So I want to present something pretty interesting today. I want to talk about what is Tai Chi internal power and how is it different from all the other skilled powers and internal powers of other martial arts and other practices that are awesome in their own right, but different. Because, well, you'll see when we get there.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
So there's a lot of ways to use your body's power effectively, and we're going to go through them one by one. So one of them is in Kung Fu, is like a whip-like power. A whip-like power means your body is loose. These kind of things. It's really powerful because the whip-like power allows you to take all your body weight and spread it through your travel it through your limbs so that and when your hand hits them, it delivers your full body weight. And not be formidable. Can I hit you?
Yeah. Okay.
So put your hand out like this.
Sure. Right hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if hitting like this, if I'm loose like this,
Ooh.
right? It's really stingy. It's on turn red
Oh,
and
yeah.
whatever, right? So whether you go this way, this is that's enough.
Oh, okay.
That's a whip-like power. And certain martial arts like Tongbei, Pigua makes really cool use of that in a lot of nifty ways. So if you punch me, right? So like that, then you just whip one way, whip another way. It's pretty powerful. One of the downfall is that the weight travels like a wave through the limb, right? And so if you stop it early, it doesn't fully develop.
Okay.
So if I'm coming and that big slab is coming, if you wait right there, it's gonna really sting on your hand. If you jam it early, like that, the misalignment that produces to my wave will tend to cause me to recoil and fail. I might not fall all the way back so dramatically as I did right now, but you could definitely jam it. Yeah, like see, then there's no more wave. So that's one type of very powerful and very fast and also very loose power. But that's not the same as the Tai Chi's internal power.
Oh, different. Okay.
Yeah, and so some people model that into Tai Chi. So put your hands up like this. Don't let me push you. Be strong like this. Right? Go. Oh, if I make a wave from my center of mass and through like this. Okay, that looked like that was effective, didn't it? Right? See, he's resisting me. So okay, so that's kind of effective, right? This kind of thing. But again, if you jam my force, if you keep your strong in your structure and you come in before I could get there, then I can complete that. So that's not quite it for Tai Chi purposes. It's not 整静, it's not integrated sufficiently. So while that has its uses, it's not quite it. It's also not the way you neutralize. Some people think of it like this: if you push me, right? If you push into me, then they'll really get wiggly. So you push, they think it's like I go wiggle like this, and I go like this and back. So once again, if you do that and I wiggle away, but you maintain your song and you just come into me before I could come back on you, then I'll be in trouble. So this is a pitfall of whip-like force. Make sense?
Yes.
Another type of force is 整静 integrated force, where your whole body is outlined, right? So if you do like a move, this is all outlined. My whole body pushes together, right? So some people take their ward off and make sure everything's outlined so that when I push with this leg, all this force goes through the arm. And that is good, that is powerful. It's not really internal. If you think about it, many different things like sumo wrestlers, NFL tackles, all of that has excellent good alignment. All kinds of martial arts basically understand this. So this is important, this is valuable that you use your body together. But internal power of Tai Chi is more than that. Does that make sense? Otherwise, then you're just doing sumo in slow motion. And is that really better than doing sumo? I don't want to fight a sumo wrestler and find out. So that's not quite it, right? Then Kung Fu has a certain exploration of Dantian power, how to use your Dantian to generate power. And so one is to roll and unroll your pelvis to generate power. So that uses the strong tendon, ligaments, and muscles in your core to generate force. We actually cover this in the very first lesson of Fascia Mastery course, but let's look at that. So don't let me push you, and let's make you can make a fist. So here like this, so strong. So here, if I coil my pelvis down like a spring, like this, and I uncoil out, that's a lot of power. That's using your power of your Dantian. Coil, uncoil, coil, uncoil. Why is that a lot of power? It's the way we're built. Okay, you go coil, uncoil like that. Okay, so if you go like this with your hands, right? So this is just my arm. Coil, uncoil like that. So that's much more power. But if you look at it, that's how all the animals, all the mammals move. Cats, pew, dogs, horses, they all basically move like that. So our spine and our core musculature is built to generate that force into our limbs. In our case, for hitting our hands mostly, animals when they run and jump also off their hind legs like that. So that is powerful, highly mechanical, and it gives you the power that mammals naturally have, which is very formidable. So I did a push right now. We can also hammer. So go like this with your hands, maybe just one hand. Yeah. So if I'm hitting, that's pretty heavy.
That's really good.
Yeah. If I add that, so I go coil.
Oh yeah. Even like a louder like thud, but has weight to it.
Yeah, weight to it. Yeah, it goes
less dispersion.
Yeah, it is sharper if it goes right into you. So that is powerful. And then there's martial arts that make use of that really well. Dai family Xing Yi is a best example, where they go like that and hit and strike with their shoulder, body. It's really cool. So that is another type of internal power. It's a little bit different from Tai Chi, because if you think about it, when you do a Tai Chi form, are you coiling and coiling in your pelvis a lot? Not most schools of Tai Chi. There might be some out there, but the main ones that we're familiar with, Yang, Chen, is not quite like that. Does that make sense? And I would say one of the issues with reliance on that, if you're not fully dedicated to it, is that it's not as directionally versatile, because there's definitely a store and a release. So when you see me here, boom, you get out of the way. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's winding up now.
Yeah. You see me like draw my weapon, you start getting out of the way and you flank me. So that's going to be a little bit something you have to work with. So in your fighting method, you have to prepare for that. How you set them up before you go for your thing and stuff like that. So you might be more focused on counter hitting, like when you punch me, then I'll get ready and then I'll do it, maybe something like that. But yeah, you have to work with it. And you can see that the Tai Chi form is not built like that, even though you could kind of plug this in. Like if you push my hand, right, don't let me push you, so go, I like this and I expand that. Yeah, that works, and then you'll generate an impressive demo. They might even fly really far. But the form it's not really
Xingyi, like energy.
yeah, it's not doesn't really show that. It's not really meant for that. But it's something you can explore if you love that. It's good for your health, good for your longevity and things like that. So it's something that worth strengthening for yourself. If you have some back pain, it's a good way to build your core strength. Adjacent to that is Dantian force that doesn't use an overt tuck and tuck, tilt and tilt of your pelvis. So they gather their awareness there, lock their base, and then with that connection, they push their feet and fire off their force. So what that is like sorry, I'll make fists and don't
Okay.
So here like this, right? So I engage my core, and I connect that down through my core, down through my feet with a little bit of that tucking like that. Once I have that, then I push my feet like that. So that's pretty powerful too. And that's a little bit more directionally versatile because like we go like this, I get ready for this, and you flank me to the side like this, I can still fire it off to the side to go. I was going to here originally. I might go here or here like that. You could end up doing it in different ways. It's still pretty versatile. So, or I'm here, I come here to engage you, and you flank me, right? Okay, and so I'm staying in camera. So then, from there, I have this connection. I could still attack your structure like that. So that is powerful. But how is that not like Tai Chi that you could notice?
It's a lot of mechanical energy.
Mechanical energy.
More physical than internal.
More physical, yeah. And by more physical, it means that you
Position.
can feel my tension
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So this is very powerful. You can see people do Tai Chi like demos like this. You push me, right? You're pushing to me. I kind of use some soft skills to redirect you. And once you're a little bit misaligned, I connect this and then you can pop them back like that. Or you push them like this. I redirect here, and boom, like that. And you can do these kind of demos. But like you could feel it's kind of mechanical, right?
It feels like whole body, like muscling
Yes.
with a bit of fascia.
Yes.
Like
so a little bit fascia, and I'm here, I'm pushing it like this. If you maintain at this point, you're sewn and like this, then this method, I can't get him. Because once he activates his song, and if he's more skilled than that, he activates his chi, then my attempt to root in myself and push him away actually fails. So let's flip for a second. So you engage your core, connect to the ground, right? Take your palms. And so you connect to the ground, and then push into your feet and fire your whole body's muscle, pushing back. Yeah. Nice. So that's basically that kind of Fajin, okay? And it's powerful. But if you do that again,
yep.
What happened?
You're not there. It's a structure of you, but the center of mass has shifted.
Yeah. So if I'm clashing with him, right? And he does that force, then go ahead. Then I almost slipped and fell. So that was very effective, right? Go ahead and do it again. See?
Yes. I'm pushing myself back.
Yeah. So that time I didn't struggle with him. I relaxed. I had Song, I had Peng, and he ends up pushing himself back because that technique requires him to root on his feet and push off of that. When you activate your Tai Chi internal power, he loses his root. You gain the control of the root. So he pushes off of me and he flies back. So that form of whole body integrated Dantian power is not the same as Tai Chi's internal power, which steals your force, steals your root, and maybe even steals your intention. So otherwise, if you think about it, then if Tai Chi's force was just that kind of power that you see in White Crane, Southern Arts, and other Northern Arts too, then is Tai Chi just practicing White Crane slowly?
No.
Is Tai Chi just practicing like a Baji or Hungar slowly? No, it's not. It's not that. I mean, and if it was, would you be better off just doing the original art? Probably. So that's not quite what we're looking for. But that kind of power has its uses. It's like you saw. It's directionally versatile. It is powerful, and it's you could learn it in a reasonable time frame if you have good guidance. So what Tai Chi's internal power is? It's a series of ways to borrow their power. Tai Chi is at its heart borrowing their power, because you've seen the videos nowadays of old small masters, and they're like towards the end of their life, right? And they're making people fly and fall, right? When you find a legit demonstration of that, it can't possibly be just their core muscles and leg muscles working together, because all that added together is still not enough for that. So what happens is, if we are fighting each other or struggling with each other, I have my force and you have your force. Let's look at that. Put your hands like this. So I'm gonna just hit you. So ready? Stand from. Okay. So let's say let's just assign that 10 pounds of force, 10 kilograms of force, 10 right here, right? And he resisted with 10. So my 10 minus his 10, 0. We don't go anywhere, okay? If I was bigger or more determined or he used less, then, okay, so I used 12. He used 10. 12 minus 10, he went back about 2. Everyone following my basic arithmetic, right? That's not Tai Chi. That's just being more well-trained, being strong. Tai Chi is this. Okay, what happened there? What's the math there?
You went around my structure like water.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it dispersed all around me.
It dispersed all around you?
And it pushed me back versus that more, the pain was focalized.
Yeah, the pain wasn't so much on your hand, right? Yeah. So go like this again.
Yeah.
This time be lazy.
Okay.
Don't be soft, right? Okay, so what happened there? I did 10, he did 0, and then I didn't even reach his center of mass, so nothing happened, right? But if you resist me, really don't let me push you back, right?
Okay.
So he's prepared to stab me like that, right? So what happens there? Okay, go again, do it again. So don't let me push you back like that. Okay. Yeah, that's a better one. I timed it better. So what's the math there? The math there is his resistance was 10, my force is 10. His resistance is supposed to be apply force back this way. My internal power, in this case I use Neijin's G to reflect your force, borrowed your 10. So it was my 10 plus your 10, and you went back by 20. So that's why you went back so dramatically, because I am not that strong. If you put, let's say you're 160 pounds, you put a 160-pound punching bag, and I go, like that, it won't go back that far, a third of that maybe. And he goes back extra far because your Kung Fu is pretty good. Your strength, your coordination, your connection in your body is pretty good.
That makes you fly back more.
That makes you fly back more because your body's connected. If I had someone who has no martial arts skill, no martial art experience, like I don't know, just like some random child or something like that, and I hit them, maybe they resist with like 5, right? And that 5 is only connected through their shoulders, just their arm power. So they'll be like, whoa, like that, right? But you were connected through your whole body. So your whole body received all of that force and you bounce back. Does that make sense? So in his heart, Tai Chi force is borrowing force. If you're like this, right? And then you somehow fell asleep like that. You just fell asleep and you're still like this. Like that, right? When I hit you, it would just be my 10. I won't borrow an additional 10. You won't fly back as dramatically. So it's not all that effective if you're asleep or unconscious in any way, or on like a punching bag. It's borrowing your force.
So theoretically, gymnasts and powerlifters and athletes are more susceptible to, and warriors in the ancient world, more susceptible to this.
Exactly. It's almost like an anti-martial art.
And especially when they wear armor, even more.
Armor?
I
wonder. Maybe because they have the extra force required to carry armor. So yeah, maybe they'll just lose that balance even more. Yeah, that might be true.
Because they have to engage their muscles maybe just to carry a heavy load. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I've never fought someone wearing armor, so I don't have direct experience, direct knowledge of that. But theoretically, that sounds sound. So each level of our Tai Chi skill is borrowing your force, Tai Chi internal skill. So if you give me your hand again, don't let me push you. So this is here. If I find your fascia, then you go back, right? Resist me. So see, you start to go back. And it's only because you're resisting me when I feel your fascia and find that connection of force that controls your resistance, that governs your resistance, I tap into that. Sometimes I say fascia tapping. I mean, I'm like a stealing, like when they tap your phone line. So I'm stealing your connection to influence that. So then your resistance is used against me, against yourself in the fascia mastery sense. In Song, right, push into me. So don't let me push you. So here, again, your feet are trying to push into your hand to connect into me, right? When I have song like this, then what happened is that because I am more relaxed and one with the earth, right? And when I expand the pressure, it's like the earth itself is pushing you. That's what the experience that your body has. It mistakenly thinks that my hands, this is the earth. So instead of pushing off your feet, you're pushing off my hands. So that is how song borrows your power.
So cutting off that phone line, that connectivity when you're trying to tap in.
Yeah.
So it goes back into grounding into the earth.
Yeah.
And the fascial connection is like let go.
Yeah. Well, it reverses that direction. So normally your fascia is organizing your body to push towards me, off of your feet towards me.
I feel like I'm crystallized right now. Like something in my body is like harder.
Yeah.
With all this tension.
Yeah. And then so I activate my song, see like this.
Right.
And now your body is like
floating. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like you're moving me as a whole unit.
Yeah.
Versus like a disjointed, disconnection.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're tapped into me now. Boom. I feel like a one crystallized.
Yeah. So your body, in order to apply the force, organizes itself on one level with fascia. So we could, if we control that awareness, then we can we could rewire your organization so that you end up pushing yourself back. With song is your experience of what is solid and heavy and immovable. In Qi is how your spirit body experiences your physical body's experiences. So you feel my force, you feel the wind, you feel the sunlight, all these things. All these things are your sensory organs sense it, and at some level it becomes Qi, becomes energy. Qi energy delivers information to your spirit body which manages your body. So we're going outside of physics at this moment. We're going in metaphysics. So if you assume for now that you have a spirit, your spirit must experience the physical in some way. And so your body and your spirit communicates by energy. Okay, so come again. So you're resisting me. So this is the physical experience, physical resistance. Through my Tai Chi practice, I could influence the energy. So I give you a yang energy like that. So see? So what's happening to him is he's gradually rising up, because the way our spirit body experiences yang energy is that we float. Your Tai Chi, you have commencement, floating, sinking, right? So this is yang and this is yin. So your body trying to settle into the ground and push me, right? Go ahead, do that. You're trying to, but when I override that with the float, then your spirit says, oh, I think we're floating, right? And so now your spirit and your body is schism. They're not on the same page. Then it's easy for me to overcome that. So it's sort of like, I don't know, like being drunk. Like you walk straight. We're gonna walk straight. Like you want it, but your body's like, I think this is straight. Is this straight? Like, so the sensation, and the experience and your intention are misaligned, because the Qi has shifted to floating in that case. It could be sinking as well too. Does that make sense?
It almost like could be counteractive forces, like you're sinking and all of a sudden that yang buoyancy comes through.
Yeah.
Versus a pushing yang, like most people may think that it's like,
absolutely,
it's not an expansion, it's like a pushing that you're pushing, but it's actually something drops and that buoyancy of energy expands, right? It just kind of has that.
It just has
counter
that. And that's where it's
valent force.
Incredibly useful. So if you do a throw on me, any takedown or throw you like, whichever head you want.
Yeah, I'll try this one here.
Go ahead. So he's doing something like this, right? So one type of defense without Tai Chi internal power is to try and sprout and sink and be lower than him, okay? And so it's a struggle of force on force. So go ahead, come again.
Yes.
Go ahead and try. What do you experience?
The structure is there, but there's not that resistance.
Yeah, so come again. So what he wants to do is he comes around and he wants to get his hip below mine and he wants to pull me up and over him like that. So now I'm going over, I'm in big trouble, right? Come again. So he's unable.
Yeah,
I maintain the yang floating. He's unable to get his hips below me. Come again. Yeah. This time I maintain a yin sinking and you couldn't pull me up and over. So this gives me resistance to your force trying to outline and organize to do that takedown. Just do a simple reaping throw like this. Step behind, yeah, like this. So this kind of thing, yeah, I'm in big trouble. But come again, see? So that's just maintaining him floating. He's unable to sink his weight through that. So from the moment he touched me, go ahead, go. The float is already there. So he doesn't have his command of his body to apply that. So it can be used in this way to defend against things that you couldn't with the other methods. You cannot stop that with whip power or with Dantian power. You can hit them before they get you with the Dantian power, but that's different. Okay. And then so if we use Neijin and other things like that, it's the same idea. So come again, resist me. So Neijin is the internal force that's generated by mastery of the energy that's all around it. So he's resisting me. So from here, he's thinking that he's going to organize his force against me. But when I take all the energy here, right, and send that back through, what is that like?
It's the same. I'm pushing myself back and it's an empty force.
Yeah, and how much force did I use? Hardly any, right?
It didn't feel that rigid.
So I used like 1 and he used 10 to resist, but the result is 1 plus 10, we got 11 going back. Put your hands up like this, don't let me knock you back. So here like this, right? So we did 10 plus 10 before. So this time, watch, I'm just here like this, right? So strong, right? Like that. So that one, I just sewn into him and he start to tip over like that. Now we watch again. Okay, good. I used too much force. I meant to use less than that. So that's better. So that time I used like 2 or 3 from compared to the original 10, but he still goes back. The amount he went back is pretty much his resistance. If your hands were soft and loose, okay, yeah, then nothing happened, see? Because there's hardly any resistance. Oh, you almost went back. You had a little bit of tension. So there you go. That's properly loose. So if he doesn't give me force, I don't move him back. That's why Tai Chi talks about the importance of yielding in different ways. It's that you don't give him anything to borrow, right? You walk around with a lot of cash, that's a lot I could steal. But if you keep it to yourself, hide it, then it's different. So does that mean I can't overcome that? Not true. Okay, so put your hands up like this. So be soft. So he's here like this. Soft. I'm not going anywhere, right? What happened?
You solidified me somehow.
I solidified you somehow. I made you flash your cash.
Yeah.
So what happened was, this is E mastery. I borrowed your E. I made you solidify. Your intention was soft, 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 soft. And then all of a sudden it's solidified. Okay, so hands up. Soft, soft, soft. And then I put an intention here. See? So did you feel that change there? You ever hang out with a friend and like, you know, you guys, you meet up with your friend, you want to talk about something. You want to talk about tea. You want to talk about the newest movies. But every time you see him, you just want to talk about his ex-girlfriend. And then every time you end up talking to him, no matter how much you want to talk about something else, you get stuck talking about what he wants to talk about. So that's because his zhongding is better than yours. His fixation on that topic is stronger than your fixation on what you want to talk about. And your intention is unwillingly, or unwittingly perhaps, drawn over to follow his intention. Now, so you're here like this, right? Yeah. You're soft and all like that, right? And yeah, there you go. Now you're soft. So your intention is soft, but my zhongding is better than yours. So I create intention that we're going to be paying attention here. See, I got you. And okay, relax again. See, relax, 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 relax. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got your intention to that point, I borrowed your intention. Once I borrowed your intention, then does your force follow your intention? Yes. So when I shift your intention, your force followed that, and I borrowed your force, and you went back nonetheless. And that time you went back, that's your 10. I use like, 0 to 1. I'm just like tapping with my finger. So that is borrowing E in order to borrow force.
So it feels like somehow you became more dense than previous times, or my perception of it.
That is your perception, yeah.
Because I'm like trying to be soft, and then I just feel this kind of thing that connects my whole system together. I'm moving back.
Yeah. So that is a very good observation. That is your perception of it. So because your intention became committed to stop being soft, but to turn rigid and fight me, then you got to experience that I'm rigid and powerful, and you have to be rigid and powerful, and then your power activated, and you went back.
So I'm like a few beats behind your intention, and then I'm actually helping you push me back.
Yeah, well,
That's what it feels like. I don't know.
You're told yourself, no fighting. I'm going to be soft and relaxed. I'm not fighting. I'm not going to use my force. All of a sudden, you saw like a hallucination, a illusion of something like a baseball coming at you, and you're like, oh, I got to catch it, right? And so you
stiffen up.
You stiffen up. You caught it, and in that moment, you went back. So you reacted to my E controlling your E, and it's almost like an illusion.
So cultivating greater Zhongding in that instance can overcome the E.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have greater Zhongding, you'll overcome the E. If you're asleep, it won't work.
Right.
But yeah, if you're awake, yeah, cultivating greater Zhongding. So Tai Chi is about mastering your E's alignment with your Qi, your Neijin and stuff, and your ability to maintain Zhongding as you apply your E. This is the type of internal power in Tai Chi. So if we come back to like ward off, you're pushing like this, like this. So it's not gonna be like a stiffen my Dantian and I shove you like that. That could be powerful, but it's here you're resisting me. See, like this, like that. And here's something very special about Tai Chi's internal power, is that when you use it and you use your Tai Chi, it looks exactly like the form. Okay, so if you hold me down, right? I'm gonna do a ward off up like this. You're holding me down like this, and I took my pelvis, connect my feet. Okay, I lifted you up totally, but that doesn't look like the form, right?
Right.
So that's acceptable. But push me again, like this. See? That looks more like the form, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, and if I use outline force, I'm here like this. Okay, I align my leg. I don't do any funny thing with my core. I push my leg. Okay, I got him to move. But you can see that that's a lot of muscling, a lot of struggling. And it does not look like how you practice form. If that was the case, you would practice the form the way you practice like some of the hard qigong, like iron wire, like we go, that kind of thing, that your Tai Chi like this. But that's not Tai Chi now, is it? It's kind of cool. It looks kind of cool, but that's not it. Tai Chi is this, right? So you hold me down, right? Hold me down strong if you like. See, but Tai Chi is like this. Now, if I use my Photoshop and edit him out the video, it should look about the same with him visible and him invisible. That's what Tai Chi should look like. Because the form is practiced to harmonize. The form is a practice to harmonize your intent, your Qi, and your body. So that when you do that, it's harmonized, and that movement and intention generates the complete internal power and the desired effect. It would not make sense to train a different intention to form and to have to use it in some different way, because then you're not harmonizing into the actual application. It's going to be just like the actual application. You push me. So whether it's this one like this, see, just do it like in the form, or don't let me pull you, right? Don't let me pull you. So you're here like this. See? So wide crane show swing, or don't let me push you across like this. See? So whichever movement that you're doing, right? It should look the same, because in your practice of form, you should have, your goal is to harmonize intent, Neijin, Qi, Song, body, all of that, so that you just do that and it just works. Otherwise, the form will be kind of misleading you, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So that's Tai Chi internal power, borrowing the force. And the way it looks is the way your form looks. And the way your form practice is an alignment with these stages of internal power that you develop. Skills, foundations of internal power. Fascia, Song, Qi, Neijin, Yi. And when you have all of that, you can effectively borrow their power, whether they show it, hide it, run away from it, whatever the case may be. You can connect with them, expand your awareness to them, maintain your Zhongding as you do so, borrow that, and send them flying if that's what you want to do, or drop them to your feet so you can defeat them here if that's what you want to do. Does that make sense? So that was a lot of content and topic, right? But does that make sense?
Yes, it's a good refresher.
Yeah.
Unifying how to do the form.
Yeah.
For me, it was probably doing it
Yeah.
not quite with that intention.
Right. I mean, you came, you've done other martial arts, and your background in integrated body force, using your whole body together in good alignment, is excellent. That's why you bounce so far. and so I want to show this a little bit so that people who come with some skill, valuable skill, useful skill, there's times for that, understand what that's good for, and where you don't need that, where you use something different in your Tai Chi practice if that's something you want to master. Make sense?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for this,
Thank you.
helping me illustrate this. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.